as he stood, intellect like statue, but facing the sun. Don't toy with the heavens, sing to the satellites, cold steel slicing up the ruins. Live by words, die by spite. My mind is no more mine, the world is a tomb, shelled by critics. Dulcet voice, cry with no shame, aim with no guide. Spear in the author, another puppet dies. The audience sighs, more blood please for the turbines. Lost in the dark, shall find new shadows to chase, but never even wonder where the light comes from. Told me I was cold steel in my darkest hour, then said, friend, how does it feel? This dirt, this dream run dry, this idea, this cell, what success feels like. The world is turning under your feet, will you be swept away, or if the whirlwind concrete holds the memory but cracks, refuse to slip through, waiting for an earthquake to swallow up my work. What came first, the bullet or the factory? What came last, the ad or the article? What came first, the bullet or the factory? What came last, the ad or the article? I wanna be normal, not mediocre. I wanna be principled, but not a martyr. Wanna be a planet, not a supernova. Live a life like a novel, not a cheap poster. Don't wanna be every man, cause every man ain't me. Happily married in a cabin, lost at sea. So many sycophants give more props than me. That's what we call democracy, but it's corrosive nonsense, hopeless posture. This corpse will sing underwater 6 years in a millennium. I'm losing my defense, I get the pendulum. Cynicism at my center, 1,000 bloody pens launching my medulla. Plague at the plague, the crows wanna kill me, but the beast remains stayed. Painstakingly, I push my pen to say all the things that don't make sense to me. What came first, the bullet or the factory? What came last, the ad or the article? What came first, the bullet or the factory? What came last, the ad or the article? Never in the water in a drowning pool. Bulletproof career and a rifle skirt. Never in the water in a drowning pool. Bulletproof career and a rifle skirt. The world is a sham, it's all to my wounds and the voices say I'm blaspheme cause they hiss no crosses. Father was the fisherman and I'm a fisherman's son. Now the fish are gone, he's the ocean, we got farms. Flooding in the bathroom with the will to power. Fumbling a rumble, wicked notes, these solitary days is devoured. Rent this page, took a few years off and my mind is gray. When I'm lonesome, wrote some lonesome shit. Not late for the train, it was hijacked. Mocks me, makes me stop the ammo. No more manifestos, the world ain't hollow, it's full with pillows. Full of people like to make fossils, hostile. Punches through your hat, no apostles. Off your cross, they wanna talk in the electric chair. Nervously they're watching, wanted Hollywood, but I was mostly stoned. Made a star, so I have no home. It's a wasteland, a place where you face 4 months at a time. People change sides like drop of a penny. World was full, the friends are many. When the sky turns dry, hell's a short trip. When the sky turns dry, hell's a short trip. They'll hail you a taxi, they'll hail you a taxi. Came first, the bullet or the factory? What came last, the ad or the article? What came first, the bullet or the factory? What came last, the ad or the article?
Kariba Divine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Tonight, a Tucson woman who was arrested by Tempe police over a social media post is suing the city. The incident happened last August. Authorities claiming the post posed a threat to a council meeting. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly joins us live there now with the details. Chase, what's going on?
Well, Mark, it was that one Facebook post that led to the Tempe City Council meeting being evacuated and canceled due to safety concerns, and that poster in custody. Now, the county attorney's office declined to prosecute this case, and now that woman is suing the city, saying her constitutional rights were violated. It's an incident that reportedly ruined 56-year-old Kathleen Tierney's career, getting her fired from her job and made her unemployable. All over this Game of Thrones gif. That's according to a lawsuit she filed in federal court against the city of Tempe. Back in August, the city council was set to address a controversial park ordinance during a meeting. On that day, the lawsuit claims Tierney, a public affairs professional who lives in Tucson, commented on a city council member's Facebook page under the name Katie Marie. It was of this gif showing Queen Cersei watching as a massive explosion happens in the fictional city with the caption, Connor Culver watching tonight's council meeting. Culver was a regular council critic and against the park ordinance that was going to be discussed. The lawsuit claims Tierney made the post as a joke and didn't make any personal threats. But court documents say the council member reported it to police, who did take it as a threat, leading to the meeting being evacuated, canceled, and a criminal investigation into Tierney. In September, Tempe police arrested Tierney at her Tucson home and seized her cell phone, laptops, and other electronic devices. They then transported her from Tucson to Tempe, where she was booked into jail and released with no way of getting home. The lawsuit writes her mugshot and allegations calling her a credible threat led to her losing her job and not being able to find another. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office then declined to pursue felony charges due to unlikelihood of a conviction. Now Tierney is suing the city for violating her First, Fourth, and 14th Amendment rights.
They definitely went too far.
Greg Leslie, director of the First Amendment Clinic at ASU Sandra Day O'Connor College of Law, says he's surprised the city of Tempe took it this far.
It's not even a close question as to whether there was a real threat or not.
That unless there is a direct threat being made,
between March 13th and March 28th, what direct threats did Lane Myers make to Shannon Walker?
I don't believe you made any direct threats to her.
You don't believe? I mean, are you just guessing, or is that pretty much a...
No, I don't have any information that you made any direct threats to Mrs. Walker during that time frame.
Between March 13th and March 28th. Okay, from September 12th to February 22nd, what specific threats did Lane Myers make to Shannon Walker?
I do not believe you made any threats of harm.
Or not.
that unless there is a direct threat being made, people can make worse posts than this.
They don't have the right to make that kind of speech illegal. So yeah, I think her lawsuit is on very good grounds.
Yeah, but the whole Lane Myers thing, that's not on good grounds, right? Here's the story they're telling now. Okay, this is the state petitioning to revoke Lane Myers' probation.
Rules of Criminal Procedure hereby petitions the court to revoke the defendant's probation. The state supplements the petition filed by was that someone coming back in? Yeah.
It was me. Okay. My service changed.
The state supplements a petition filed by the Adult Probation Department on July 8th, 2026. Okay, we don't have a copy of that document yet, but if it comes up, we will. Facts. The defendant was charged with offenses in CR 2025-1060 after the defendant started a YouTube campaign against the victim due to her spouse's employment as a Tucson city prosecutor. The victim obtained an injunction against harassment against the defendant, but he continued his efforts at contact and with posting videos causing others to contact the victim. The defendant, Judy is saying Resnick kind of screwed him. Hold on, let me type to Judy. Sorry about that, folks. She will be joining us soon. She's saying Resnick kind of screwed Lane Myers, and it was fascinating. So, wonder what's going on there. So the defendant was charged in CR 2025-1454 with additional offenses committed while on release from CR 1060 by continually putting up videos causing further communications with the victim. The defendant entered a plea agreement on June 9th, 2025. In both cases, on July 1st, 2025, the defendant was placed on probation for 2 different offenses.
Okay, let's start with that because that's what everybody's now thinking is the truth, but it's not. Like, nothing they said there is true. And this is the state. And by the state, I mean Matt Walker, Rachel Stiles, and what's her name? Laura Conover. Start from the beginning of what this douchebag, this guy just read.
Rules of Criminal Procedure hereby petitions the court to revoke the defendant's probation. The state supplements the petition filed by was that someone coming back in? Yeah.
It was me. It was me. My service changed.
The state supplements a petition filed by the Adult Probation Department on July 8th, 2026. Okay, we don't have a copy of that document yet, but if it comes up, we will. Facts. The defendant was charged with offenses in CR 20251060 after the defendant started a YouTube campaign against the victim due to her spouse's employment as a Tucson City prosecutor.
Okay. Matt Walker, pre-trial interview, lying his ass off. Let's go.
Trying to talk to somebody who is the wife of the person who's prosecuting you, and you've already said you want to come pay her a visit to talk to her about me being a crooked-ass prosecutor. Do you not believe that is First Amendment protected activity?
So petitioning a government official about the actions of another government official who both have a loyalty oath to uphold the Constitution at a government building, how is that not First Amendment protected?
I just answered that. When the wife and the husband, and you're going to visit the wife about something the husband's doing, I don't believe that's First Amendment protected activity.
Why not?
Because the implication is that you are going to talk to my wife to threaten or do something else to in some way stop me from prosecuting this case.
Okay, so let's bring it back to the contestation hearing on the injunction for harassment that Shannon Walker says the same line of bullshit.
Ms. Walker, how were the YouTube videos brought to your attention?
I've had initially a number of people reached out to me to say, I heard about this. I've had colleagues who have seen them and sent them my way. Also through my spouse and his work. I just became aware of them and in Mr. Meyer's channel. I'm sorry, I can't remember how I originally learned about it.
And in the videos, according to what you've seen, Mr. Myers gives your name and phone number?
Correct. My name, my phone number, all workplace phone number, email, office number, encourages his followers to come visit me and says anyone can come visit me, and obviously visited me himself.
And does he say why they should come visit you?
No, my impression has been that it was all so that I could be intimidated and by extension my husband out of no longer prosecuting his case.
So then why does this phone conversation exist where Mr. Meyer said, well, it's cool as long as you're prosecuting the case?
Hey Matt, it's Lane Myers. I called up there to just to see what's going on with this whole reclusal and all this.
Yeah, so I don't have a whole lot more information than you do. We got the notice yesterday. Judge Cranshaw recused himself from the 2 disorderly conduct cases that involved the incident at the auto parts store. The disorderly conduct case that resulted from the mayor and council meeting is being sent to justice court. I assume the reason being that because the city of Tucson, obviously from Tucson City Court, appoints the Tucson City Court judges. They thought it was better to have Pima County Justice Court handle it.
Yeah, but that should have happened. That should have happened before I made my disclosures. Somebody's getting in big trouble. You don't get to get all my disclosures. So are you still the prosecutor? Are you going to be taking the case in Superior Court? You're going to be taking the case that got transferred to Pima County? You're still the prosecutor?
So, to my knowledge, I'm still the prosecutor on the cases that are going to be in city court. I don't know if their intention is for a member of our office to continue to prosecute cases in justice.
They told me no. They told me that they are.
Who told you that who is?
When I called Pima Justice, they said they don't use city and I'm like, well, I thought you would still be the prosecutor even though the case got moved to Pima County Justice Court. They said that they have their own prosecutors.
Yeah, so I assume that I will continue to be the prosecutor even though the case is in justice court. It's just going to be heard by a different judge.
That's fine then, because if not, it needs to get
this yesterday, and the judges didn't.
Because if not, the case you need to move for immediate dismissal, because then I gave the city the victim all the evidence, and then if you stay on as the prosecutor, then it was okay. But if you don't continue on as the prosecutor, this case is completely gone.
So you see what I'm saying here? And this call occurred when it said in July of 2024. Okay, whatever doesn't start until September, until after Matthew Walker got embarrassed in court because he's a crooked ass prosecutor. And now, what did she say about how she became aware of these videos? She doesn't remember. But when it came time for the victim impact statement, the fake victim impact statement, she knows exactly who made her aware.
People acting on his behalf, including Joshua Gray of New Smyrna Beach, Florida, who goes by This Is a Public Service on YouTube. Joshua Gray is Lane Meyer's little partner in committing many of the crimes. He has repeatedly emailed me, called me, and forwarded Mr. Meyer's videos to ensure I saw them.
Thing her colleagues and co-workers and friends were doing. The exact same thing. But when This Is a Public Service does it, it's not a public service. But when their friends do it, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Initially, a number of people reached out to me to say, I heard about this. I've had colleagues who have seen them and sent them my way. Also through my spouse and his work. I just became aware of them and in Mr. Meyer's channel. I'm sorry, I can't remember how I originally learned about it.
Committed while on release from CR 1060 by continually putting up videos causing further communications with the victim. The defendant entered a plea agreement on June 9th, 2025.
Yeah, I don't think that happened either. I mean, maybe you got his signature, but it was denied right after he signed it, right? Anyway, check it out. Here's a video I made however long ago. Clown show, bro. I don't care what y'all say. This is clown fucking, dude. This is clown college, baby.
Be released the Pima County Jail today.
Okay, so here we go. September 12th, F5 felony. September 12th, F5 felony. F3 felony. September 12th, misdemeanor. And this is my absolute favorite. There being no factual basis for the plea, right? But then the state provides the factual basis for which the defendant concurs. No, I think he didn't concur then or in the very first injunction against harassment. In fact, I think he said the exact opposite, that there is no factual basis for him encouraging his followers or subscribers to do anything.
And then he would put it onto his YouTube page, and then he put it up there, and he would encourage his followers to contact her, in which they did, and they left her harassing messages that also ranged from things like wanting her to be raped and killed. And so these messages kept coming in. He was made aware of these messages. He's indicated numerous times that he was aware that his followers were reading these type of messages, and yet he continued to put up her information during this time and causing those followers to continue that contact with her. So he had initial contacts with her where he left her that message. He went to the law school looking for her, but then he also would use his social media to encourage followers to continue that contact.
Do you understand that all of that would have made her fear for her safety?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Then do you have any other reason why she would fear for her safety?
Because she doesn't understand that she's took an oath under ARS 231.
Taking an oath doesn't mean you have a right to be harassed,
I didn't harass her.
great fear.
It's an allegation other people did, not me.
So, but sir, if you're promoting them and
I
encouraging
promote
them.
anybody and I didn't encourage them. There's no factual basis for me encouraging them.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Meyer. At this point, I can't take your plea because I have a factual basis, and part of that is that Shannon Walker to reasonably feel for her safety or the safety of her family. And if you can't, and I'm fine with that if you can't do it, so you know.
I'm just curious if you're asking me to admit to that because the state even just said that other people don't believe.
and that you were aware and you continue to post for address and information, and you continue to encourage people.
Okay. So he couldn't possibly be aware of something that he has no control over, you know what I mean? And on top of that, this is all based on what they say about her being made aware of these videos. She was watching his lives months before 9/12.
Does. And here, look. So when Lane first got arrested, here's him talking about it on June 15th about his June 6th arrest.
We're back from another exciting kangaroo hunt. This one took a little bit more. This wasn't so easy. This wasn't one of those hunting on a game ranches where they got them in a pen and then you just walk in and there's just kangaroos everywhere. Like this one took a little work. I had to track them down. Old school, get out, scout, make some calls. I dealt with a lot of problems where they didn't want to give. So basically, I went to my hearing on June 6th that we talked about when I told you the judge, right? But the prosecutor, they wouldn't give me his name. So like after the hearing, I call him like, what's the prosecutor's name? What's the prosecutor's name? I'm scouting it out. What's the prosecutor's name? They wouldn't give it to me. I spent 2 fucking days. Thursday, June 6th, Friday, June 7th. Calling these dumb motherfuckers down at Tucson City Prosecutor, asking them, what was the name of my prosecutor that was at my hearing that unlawfully arraigned me without probable cause? They wouldn't tell me, right? Because they get it. They know. Oh, he's talking us into something. What? He's using words like, oh, yeah. He's using the law against us. So those ones that are skittish? You scout those ones out and then they're real skittish because, they've been sued. I mean, so like they've been hunted and they've been hunted so much that it's hard to, so they.
He had a significant other who was a federal law clerk.
Do you, I take it you and the defendant don't have any other cases with each other?
No,
There's no other
no.
anything else. Would you have any knowledge, or has he in any way threatened or mentioned the use of a gun?
I do not have any knowledge.
All right.
Well, he talks about being a hunter in some of his videos, so I guess that would be my only kind of glimpse into that.
But there's,
so like they've been hunted and they've been hunted so much.
All right.
Well, he talks about being a hunter in some of his videos.
So like they've been hunted and they've been hunted so much.
All right.
Well, he talks about being a hunter in some of his videos, so I guess that would be my only kind of glimpse into that.
But there's been no direct
prosecutor. I see your wife works at U of A Law School. How ironic. That's a contact with who? So you're confusing a contact with the prosecutor with a contact with.
Sorry, I must have been talking too fast in that one. He's telling me that I'm confusing the contact, but his whole point is just to say the word contact, right? I'm not confusing anything, and I didn't confuse anything. And I know it was with Matthew Walker, Matthew A. Walker. Okay, I know that. I also know that the email was to Matthew Walker, yet she still stated it as if it was a phone call to her work when it wasn't. And even in the police report right here, she even says Myers emails Matt stating that he is going to visit Shannon at the law school. As we just saw, she's been on his lives since June, right? It's now September, which she's claiming is the first contact or whatever, the first communication, the first attempted communication is in September. So June, July, August, September. She's had a good 3-4 months of making this behavioral.
So if these videos were a contact, then she has been contacting him for 3 months before he made a video with her name in it. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Come on. Even in the October 9th, whatever, when she says, oh, sometimes he claims he's a hunter, she sounded excited. And, like, these videos are him in his house, in his room, computer room, without a shirt on, like, half the time, right? Think of how jealous Matt is, you know what I'm saying? She's just watching this, and she willingly watches his channel and probably subscribes, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, there's no other way to look at it. And here, check this out, too. Here's another thing I figured out. Whenever they submitted these, criminal, I don't even know what you want to call it, but here, check it out.
All right. Okay. Regardless of what the rest of it says contacted by Shannon Walker on January 24th, 2025. Okay. That's the exact day. It was a live that he did. It was a live stream, right? But look when the live stream, this is when the live stream started. Right? Indeed, it was posted on the January 24th, but
you have listed.
Do you notice here in the corner,
other persons
right?
To minor
Which is kind of hard to see. Yes, the time.
On this,
right.
Older
So
protection.
check this out.
May I assume these are yours?
Now I'm filming my TV again, but 11:44 p.m. is when the live stream started, right? Is it just to show you it's the same one, and then here's the title of it or whatever, fake injunction, blah 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 blah, right? But look at the duration of the because so that was the very beginning, 11:44 p.m. Right? Now we all know that she stalks his live streams, but look, every single one of these says when it posts the URL, it says URL defense.com. B3 and then whatever. You know what URL defense does? Yes, you read that correctly. It rewrites links and emails to be checked at the time of click. Why on earth would she need to rewrite something in an email to be checked at the time of click? Think about that.